Hello everyone, in this video we are going to graph a linear equation. So here it says to graph x plus y equals 3, then use the graph to find a fourth solution to the equation. So here we have a linear equation in two variables labeled x and y. Adding those two variables together gives us a solution of 3. We're going to find 3, and then we're going to plot the graph, and then we're going to find a fourth solution based off of data that we've collected. So let's come over here. Here we have our graph with 4 units to the left, right, up, and down, respectively from the origin. Over here is our table. We're going to plug in values of x to find the value of y, and we're going to have an ordered pair based off those two values collected. So here we don't have any values for x, so we have to pick some. And ideally, it is best to pick values that are relatively small in value, particularly ones that are close to 0 and whole numbers preferably too, unless you like working with fractions. But for the sake of this, I'm going to be using whole numbers, and I'm going to start exactly with 0. So 0 plus some value of y equals 3. And in the y column, what I'm going to do is put 3. Because 0 plus 3 that I picked for x and y respectively equals 3. That ordered pair, when I put it together, is the point 0, 3. We've got 1. Let's work out a few more. So let's work with 1 next. Plugging 1 in plus some value of y gives me a value of 3, and that value will be 2. This generates the ordered pair 1, 2. So if we get one more, we can plot this line. So I'm going to plug in 2 next. So we can kind of see the pattern that's going here. As these go up by a value of 1, these are going up, or rather going down, by a value of 1. So 2 plus some number equals 3, and that number is 1. This column I really didn't have to draw. This was just me checking the solution. 0 plus 3 does equal 3, so this one checks out. 1 plus 2 does equal 3, so this one checks out. 2 plus 1 equals 3, so this checks out too. This gives us the ordered pair 2, 1. We have 3 ordered pairs. We can plot our graph. We can plot our line on this graph. So the first one was 0, 3. Next one was 1, 2. And the last one was 2, 1. So if you look, we've got ourselves a line that we can graph and draw a line through. In order to find a fourth solution, what we have to do is pick a value that is going to be some value other than 0, 1, or 2, plug it in, and find the value for y. Ideally, it is best to pick numbers that are adjacent to the ones that you pick. So I can keep going to the right, or I can keep going to the left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go in the opposite direction, and I'll go 1 value less than 0. So I'm going to plug in -1. So if I look, each of these are getting larger now as the x value gets smaller. So if -1 plus some value equals 3, that means that solution is going to be 4, giving me the ordered pair -1, 4. Because -1 plus 4 gives me 3. And if I plot that point, it's going to be right here. That was the point that I had just found. Had I gone in the other direction, the next number I would have plugged in would be 3. And then numerically, the next value that would come would be 0, because 3 plus 0 is 3. And that would actually come out right around here. So the line was off a little bit. I can't really draw straight lines perfectly without a ruler, but you can kind of see the general idea as to how this line looks. And you can plot as many points as you want. But ideally, once you have at least 3, you've got a line. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.